Verreitet zu spät durch Nacht und Wind. Es ist der Vater mit seinem Kind. Hat den Narben wohl in den Arm. Faust in sicher, hält in Wurm. Mein Sohn, was birgst du so bang dein Gesicht? Siehst Vater, du den Erlkönig nicht? Den Erlkönig mit Kron und Schweif. Mein Sohn, es ist ein Nebelstreif. Du liebes Kind, komm, geh mit mir. Gar schon spiel ich mit dir. Mein bunte Blumen sind und dem Strand. Meine Mutter hat Mausch gulden Gewand. Mein Vater, und hörst du nicht, was Erlkönig mit mir ließ bespricht? Sei ruhig, bliebe ruhig, mein Kind. In dürren Blättern saust der Wind. Willst wie ein Nab du mit mir gehen? Meine Tochter sollen dich warten schon. Meine Tochter fuhren den nachtlichen Rhein und wiegen und tanzen und singen dich Erlking. Mein Vater, und siehst du nicht dort Erlkönigs Tochter am Ort? Mein Sohn, ich seh es genau. Es schienen die alten Wieden zu grau. Ich liebe dich, mich reißt dein schon Gestalt, und bist du nicht willig, so brauch ich Gewalt. Mein Vater, jetzt fasst ich mich an, Erlkönig hat mir ein Lied getan. Dem Vater graust es recht geschwind, hält in Armen das achsende Kind. Reicht den Hof mit Mühe und Not, in seinen Armen das Kind war tot.
So yes, hello everyone, welcome back to What the Folk. This is Gothe's the Erlking. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right or if I pronounced any of that very well at all. It's been a very long time since I've had to kind of speak German very much. So yeah, I hope that was okay. I do have the English translation, which I'm going to go into in a short while. I'm just going to kind of give a bit of backstory. Essentially, this is a story that Keir fetched up for me. As I said, not really any of my books have many goblin stories, but there are plenty about, and even this one, there's some kind of contention. It's thought that Erlking, Erlkönig, I can't even remember the name of the guy at the moment. It's thought that it might actually translate to Erlking. Originally he was an elf, and then I've heard other kind of interpretations that he's kind of the Harlequin, kind of like devil type figure, or just like a spirit. There are many ideas of what he could be. Again, just like a spirit, just kind of like a natural thing. An elf, a fairy. I'm not sure if I kind of go along with the idea that he was a fairy, as you probably didn't realise, but when I read it in the English, the child does die at the end. You may actually have no idea what I'm talking about. The story is about a father riding home with his son, and they're being beset by the Erlkönig, the Erlking, and at the end the Erlking kills the child. And the reason I'm not kind of fond of like calling him an elf or part of the fairy, the child didn't kind of slight him in any fashion. There was no offence given, which is always the theme for fairies. If offence is given to a fairy, then they will seek recompense, whereas this is kind of offence taken. The child didn't do anything, and then also death is a very strong kind of punishment. It's a very strong action to take. It's maybe I've only looked at kind of English fairies, British fairies. Maybe it's a bit different in mainland Europe, but yeah, it seems much darker. So, and I'm not sure if I said, again, it's Keir who kind of found this up for me, and there are kind of ideas that originally he was a goblin, or that he is a goblin. It's definitely in keeping with the month's theme. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say on it. I didn't do much info digging on Gothe, however you pronounce his name. Just trying to find bits and bobs about the actual story. So I think now I'm just going to read the English translation, so hopefully you'll have a better idea of what I've said. You can always just kind of come back and watch it again. I just thought it would be a bit more interesting if I read the German first. Just kind of, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. So moving swiftly on. This is the Erlking. Who rides there so late through the night, dark and drear? The father it is, with his infant so dear. He holdeth the boy tightly clamped in his arm. He holdeth him safely, and he keepeth him warm. My son, wherefore seek'st thou thy face thus to hide? Look, father, the Erlking is close by our side. Dost thou not see the Erlking, with crown and with train? My son, 'tis the mist rising over the plain. O come, thou dear infant, O come, thou with me. For many a game I will play with thee. On my strand lovely flowers with their blossoms unfold. My mother shall grace thee with garments of gold. My father, and dost thou not hear the words that the Erlking now breathes in mine ear? Be calm, dearest child, 'tis thy fancy deceives. 'Tis the sad wind that sighs through the withering leaves. Wilt go then, dear infant? Wilt go with me there? My daughters shall tend thee with sisterly care. My daughters by night their glad festival keep. They'll dance thee, and rock thee, and sing thee to sleep. My father, and dost thou not see how the Erlking his daughters has brought here for me? My darling, I see it aright. 'Tis the aged grey willows deceiving thy sight. I love thee, I'm charmed by thy beauty, dear boy. And if thou art unwilling, then force I'll employ. My father, he seizes me fast, for sorely the Erlking has hurt me at last. The father now gallops, with terror half wild. He grasps in his arms the poor shuddering child. He reaches his courtyard with toil and with dread. The child in his arms finds he motionless, dead. So a bit grim, compared to what we've done so far, or at least what I've said so far, but quite interesting nonetheless. Thank you for watching. We've been Expletives included. This has been What the Folk. Again, next week you'll be hearing from Keir again. More tales of goblins. Good night. Den Erlkönig. Mein Deutsch ist schlecht. Nein.